And let me just verify that things are working on the up tubes.
Go, go, go.
And disco. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another RC stream. However, this one is the Jedi Academy, the stream where we hang out with you awesome and amazing people for one purpose and one purpose only. To solve world peace. No, we're not here to do that. To answer your questions about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the mobile game brought to you by Capital Games. It's pretty simple. This is a Q&A show. A really long time we've been doing this. I just saw the number. I'm like, you know, we've done 208 of those, and that's not including the ones that kind of ones Smithy did on his channel. We've done a lot of stuff, Loki. My God. But anyway,
This one's longer than the Wednesday night stream, I think.
No, the Wednesday night stream far.
You think so?
I know for a fact that's the case.
Okay.
Yeah, because we
we do both. That's your point.
Yes, and I think I need to have my hand examined. Right now, this is a Q&A show for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and it's pretty simple. Hopefully the panel comes along soon, but it's hard to get up early on a Saturday morning, so sometimes it takes the other folks a little while to get here. Nonetheless, whether they show up or not, no matter how many people we have here, this is where we're going to answer your questions about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It's a pretty simple format. All you need to do is put your questions in the chat. We'll scoop it up and we'll answer your question in the order that they come in. Mostly, sometimes it gets a little tricky, but for the most part, we do. And it's simple. If you have a question, put it in the chat. Make sure you put the word question for your actual question statement. You'll see examples of that in the chat because I use Nightbot as a filtering tool to find your questions and to get it out of all their other chat. So it's real simple. Follow that format and we'll get your question. It does behoove you to get your question in sooner rather than later because, well, we're only doing this for 2 hours. and then that's it. So, but if you don't know who we are, we're Reality Skid Gamers. I'm Ranger. That sexual dynamo over there is Sir Loki. And glad to have you here on a Saturday morning as we have fun in the game. So go ahead and get your questions in. Also, hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. As you know, Jedi Academy, because of all the nonsense boo-boo bullshit that YouTube has been pulling, I have decided not to monetize this. So if you'd like to do a super chat or donate and support this, because no commercials on this one after it uploads. So because I got sick of dealing with it, and I know you guys did too, and just want to watch Jedi Academy. So if you'd like to donate, you can. Of course, you're watching this later on. If you want to come, whether you're watching this now or later, if you want to become a Patreon sponsor, support us $5 a month. Keeps us rocking and rolling with the content that we're creating for you guys. So that would be very much appreciated. But if all you do is watch the video and hit the thumbs up, that's very much appreciated as well. With that, I can see everybody slowly but surely getting their monkey ass in here. I know it's early, but hey, sacrifices have to be made. Loki, how are you this fine morning?
I'm good, man.
Ready for some swig?
We're kind of, we're just waiting at this point.
We really are.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of news this week, other than there wasn't a lot of news this week.
No, there wasn't a lot. Was the Conquest ended?
Yep.
So that was kind of cool.
Well, we got another one coming right back to back. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. They are doing that to try to get it back on the normal schedule. So I'm like, yay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody wants to unlock Cat by July. So
yeah. What, mid-July?
They got to keep this thing rolling, you know?
Mid-July, man. It's crazy. Yeah. Crazy, I say. Yeah. So we'll have Conquest coming up. The other big thing is just everybody adjusting to 3v3, man. It's been I should change that. Not to 3v3, but to the new divisions and the more teams and all this other stuff.
Yep.
Nathan H just became a new member. Thank you, Nathan H, aka Mustang Groot. Yuto $2 super chat says things and stuff or support. That's a fine thing you did there, laddie. It's interesting. Like I was talking about this with some other streamers, and especially on their channel. I'm really noticing that people are kind of freaked out at the moment about 3v3. or just the new changes into the divisions with all the teams and stuff. People are going really way lighter on defense than I think they should. Or they no, some one of my opponents had no choice, but the other one didn't, and we saw that with your GAC even more than mine. I'm in Division 2 and you're in Division 1. You had one opponent, man, 4 GLs, didn't put any of that shit on defense.
No, he didn't, unfortunately. But yeah, I think you're right that, you look at their histories right now, it's based off of the old number. And then the same opponent that used to always put 4 GLs on me, just held them all back. So I think people are still adjusting, like what you said. But I think it'll settle down. I think it'll, stabilize. And people will find a happy medium. Maybe they're waiting for content creators to come out with the new list of teams to kind of lay down. But so far, like all my holds have been on teams that just you don't normally face. So it's just outside, outsmarting your opponent that way, putting stuff down that normally we don't fight. So you got to make bad choices or you got to overcommit or whatever. And it's fun, man. I like it right now. The other big change I'm noticing Ranger as well is you go look at the brackets right now. Go look at the people at the top.
This guy.
For obvious. Oh, congrats. Yeah. What I was getting at was, I'm in Division 1, like what you said, and I don't see those players anymore. For obvious reasons. Like you don't see
we don't have the
buses, and you don't. Yeah. But again, the number one guy, in Division 1, I think at one time was Boomer over from Maw. But what I'm getting at now, it's all Maw, Caw, Shadowlands, in Division 1. Yeah. And we never were at the top because, our rosters are not gamed, for the division. We are just enthusiastic players with big rosters, and you never see these, you never see us at the top because we can never get the big scores. But during both of my streams, I was able to get the 3,300s, right? Was it 3,332 was my last score? Yeah. I'm getting those big scores now. I'm not used to it. And, a lot of us now are at the top, the 8.5 and up million, with the big rosters. And then we're able to, not only did we adjust to it, but we could still maybe underman, or we could grab those points. Right. Whereas before we couldn't do that because our opponents, we couldn't do the 1v3, right? Yeah. In the past. I'm noticing that, and to me, it's a good change. So,
the other thing too is you talked about the secondary teams that people are struggling with. It's because all these people that, even in my division, they're top heavy, but they get to these secondary teams, and because they haven't worked on mods, and I think that's been one of the biggest things I've noticed against the people I'm facing is mods. They go against these secondary teams and they have nothing. I mean, they just cannot beat it because they don't have a problem with Galactic Legends. But when it gets past that point and you have all these other crazy teams with really good mods, they don't know what to do. Correct. And I think we're going to see the same thing happen in 5v5. I think because still 4 teams at 5v5, you're still going to have to deal with this again in 5v5. So. I think one of the things that we're noticing and we're talking about with roster reviews is you're going to have to work on your secondary teams. You just can't go bunker busting through with GLs. Because if your plan is if you think you can just put your GLs down and hold it, and someone's like, yeah, but I got counters and I can put my GLs down too on defense, you're going to be in big trouble. So then you have to play the efficiency battle, and that's really tough. Especially if your mods are lacking a little bit, right? I mean, mods are, a whole different story, but I am noticing that too. So, but we'll have some more GAC action tonight because give you a real update on our schedule. We'll do Jedi Academy, have a break, and then tonight we're gonna have Ladies Night, and I think right after Ladies Night we'll go right into whenever you don't have to work today or anything. So, what time did you want to do your GAC?
So here's the deal: is I might actually not stream my GAC simply because I was reached out by my opponent and we agreed to take a vacation. So
Oh,
we're both putting cheese boards down, and it's whoever wins the efficiency battle is what it is. So I don't know if I'm going to stream it or not. It's not exciting.
okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but people want to know. They want to watch the stream. So
Oh, I know. I don't know. I'll see, but yeah. I mean, we'll play it by ear because it'll if I stream it, then it will be after definitely ladies' night. So
yeah, we have to have ladies' night.
Figure it out.
Yeah, we have to have ladies'
Yeah, we'll
night.
figure it out. But chances, I don't know. I might not do it. It's just it's not fun to show that. So
Yeah, that's fine. And then mine, I probably will do mine tomorrow. Because I think things really busy today. So one way or the other, we'll get mine in. And now the other one that everyone's asking about is Jedi Master Dasher and Meow Meow. I'm assuming that's going to be tomorrow because those two got to get their act together. Tag me in Discord. I told them to tag me once they figure out the time and stuff, and then I would be more than glad to stream it. It's not that hard. Pop them both in Zoom, go back and forth. I've done it many times. But Jedi Master Dasher versus the Meow Meow Soka Meow. So if they can get a time together, did she tag me? I didn't see it in the thing. This Discord's screwing me again, which what a surprise. Let me look here. Well, y'all tagged me before. Let me look here. Let me see, since we're waiting for questions. Let's see here. What time did y'all say? Well, I'm going back through all the messages here that were in general chat, but what time, Meow Meow, in the chat, what time did y'all choose? What date and time? Let me know so I can lock this in, because I'm trying to go through here, but yeah, everybody spammed the shit out of it, and now I'm like trying to figure out what time did y'all pick? God damn it! Well, we'll figure it out. So if they want to stream that, that's fine. Hell, maybe we'll have a double dip of me streaming my GSC tomorrow and them tomorrow too. So I don't know. So we'll get that squared away. All right, keep your questions in. All right. But we'll have hopefully maybe we'll get the Meow Meow versus JMA fight that we've all been waiting to see. So Sunday 11:30 Central AM. All right, let me write this down. All right, 11:30 CST. 11:30 a.m. Okay, CST. So that's 12:30 Eastern. All right, so we'll get that one done. Okay. Meow Meow and GMA. All right. I don't know what zone y'all in. Yeah, don't call me a dingo because I'm trying to make sure. Just because you say 11:30, you know. All right. Okay, got it. All right, so we'll get that stream tomorrow. I'll check with Thane, see if I can get my GSC done afterwards. So, there we go. See, Loki, dreams can come true. Sorry, I had to make sure that we had everything locked and loaded. So we'll show Meow Meow and JMA tomorrow, and I will hop them in Zoom and then have them share their screen, and then it's pretty simple. We just have them fight it out. I'll have a coin flip, Loki. We got ladies action tomorrow as well, so we got a lot of ladies action going on. All right, keep getting your questions in. What else is going on? I guess we're just waiting in bated breath too for the Kenobi next 5 requirements. I got all my characters relic, not relic 0 at least. I haven't done any of the relic 7s or anything like that, but I know you're ready for next round no matter what, right, Loki?
I think so. I mean, I'm gearing up Bad Batch right now as we speak.
I'm still starting those buttholes.
God. Yeah, I have no clue what's coming. I mean, the big ones are obviously if Cam's going to be required or some other Galactic Republic Jedi that I haven't geared up yet. But other than that, I think I should be good. If they throw Bad Batch for the hell of it, because they still might, right? I mean, we just don't know. I'll slowly be ready for that. I relicked up.
Yeah, if they do,
I relicked up Hunter. I think like a couple days ago, and then Tech. I just got to gear 13, and then Wrecker. I think I need like 70 more shards for 7 stars. So I'm just slowly grabbing them.
Yeah, Hunter's 7 stars for me. Tech's almost 7. He's 6. Wrecker's about to be 6. I haven't. Of course, Echo hasn't been in the shard store, so
yeah, Echo's still on like 3 days or something.
We still haven't got
pack, so I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, so it is what it is. I still think it's going to be Cody and 4 more Jedi, or Cody Jedi, maybe another Separatist or 2. Because once we got Magna Guard and Grievous and stuff, I was like, "Are you gonna put some more droids in there, Separatist style?" I don't know.
Right.
We get some, B1 action going on, but we'll see. Wednesday will come along, and we'll see what happens. So, all right. So keep getting your questions in. Keep hitting the thumbs up. We will start. I'm going to start getting ready for the questions. So I'm pulling that up right now as we speak. But yeah, Conquest getting ready. We're getting ready for JMA. Keep working on Ashoka.
Let me get some water real quick.
Get some Wawa. So I've got the questions ready to go now. So remember, get your questions in now. Remember the format. Scream, you can go back to sleep, buddy. It's okay. Remember, if you have a question, you can see the examples in the chat. Make sure you put the word question for your actual question statement, and then you'll be good to go. Yeah, I'm still with you. What else? 23. I think it's going to be Cody and 4 Jedi. That's still what I think it is, and I think some of the ones you picked, I think, makes sense. But we'll see what happens. What else? They could go completely 180. I mean, I still think Bad Batch and the new Commander Ahsoka Tano are going to be needed for a new version of Anakin coming out, whether you call him Fallen Anakin or Lord Vader. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All we can do is wait and see, play the waiting game, and see what characters they pop in there. But I'm kind of with you on that. What else? 23. I think it makes a lot of sense. What's going on? But then again, they could pop a Cam in there, and then as I said, if they pop Cam, and I have no way of getting them with either packs or anything, that's and I think the majority of the community would be like, okay, I'm not going to spend money on Jedi Master Kenobi, so
you can go farm C then. You're good.
Nah, I just go get Bad Batch done, man. I'm not even gonna bother with C. I just go get Bad Batch, and all the cars and gear I've been saving, I'll have Bad Batch done. Yeah, so.
but let's think about this for a minute. If for some reason you're not able to farm for Kenobi, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you go for C? Because if your opponents in GAC are gonna go farm Kenobi, let's just say they do. I mean, wouldn't you need C to counter Kenobi or Jedi Master Luke so you can have another counter for Kenobi? You know what I'm saying?
I'll figure it out. I mean, I doubt many of the people in Division 2, if I'm not getting it, and I'm in a pretty top guild that's getting shards, then, maybe I run into 1 or 2 of them. I'll figure it out on just like I always do. So, so
you're saying like a majority of Division 2 players don't have Cam? Is that if Cam is a requirement?
Well, when I'm looking at people who have Cam, it's top echelon guilds, that have Cam, right? Because even like say in the guild I'm in, MC3, right? I mean, we're like 360, 370 million GP, and we're only averaging about 25, 30 shards per light side TB. You know, I mean, because that mission's so ridiculous. A lot of guilds are like that. A lot of people are still working on Cam and just haven't unlocked him. Now, your higher guilds in Maw and like Cobra Ka and all that other stuff, they're getting it, but that's the top of 5%. You know, I mean, it's a really small percentage of people that have Cam, let alone have the gear on him for him to be effective. So, yeah, I think it's a very small number of people that have Cam, right? You know, not that they don't have them unlocked. They don't have them 7-star. I should put the caveat. I've got Cam unlocked. I just don't have them 7-star. And there's a big difference between Cam at 6-star Gear 11 and 7-star Relic 8. There's a little different difference in the Cam there. So we'll see what's going on once the announcement's made. All right. I think we got the questions coming in. Let me re-update and we'll start answering these questions. So make sure you guys get your questions in. Follow the format. Remember, get your questions in sooner rather than later because, as I said, there's a time limit and yeah. All right, so this updated here. Come on. All right, there we go. Martin Pleninger? I think that's the name. Glad to have you here, Martin. Says, question, are jars worth it to upgrade to Gear 12? What can they beat with good mods? Or must they be Gear 13? I am 7 million GP. Thanks and greetings from Germany. Well, guten Tag. I don't have Jawas mainly because my priority has been other teams, right? But you use Jawas, Loki. You got them relics. You have fun with them.
I do. I love Jawas.
They take out a lot, but you
any team that doesn't do tenacity up and doesn't do big damage. So it's like Mon Mothma, any of those like call to assist teams, where they're going to stack detonators, you know, especially with the expanded GAC now. So that's why I finished Jawa and Dacha. But I had the big three because you could throw the big three behind Ray. That's a good team to put on defense to block like Vader counter or anything that does AoEs to beat Ray. So now you're going to force them to use a GL or some kind of other counter. But you know, right now, I guess, you know, at my GP level for me, I can use them. I've tried to use them against Bad Batch. That's kind of fun. But it's not very good banners, but it is a team you can use on offense. It is a team that you could put on defense potentially with Ray. And it's a fun team. So, I mean, I like it at my GP level, but like what Ranger said, if you don't have, you know, Bad Batch, or if you don't have other teams geared up, I wouldn't go down the road of Jawas yet. Unless you have those other key B teams, C teams, and all that farmed up first.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say go get Jawas. I mean, they're a fun team and you can have fun with them, but if you don't have like Imperial Troopers or you're missing some of those, you know, like your Bounty Hunters or Gear 12 or something, I get those done first before I go do Jawas. It's not that Jawas aren't fun and they're not, you know, you can't use them. It's just, if you're talking more banner efficiency and badass teams, getting Imperial Troopers with Dark Trooper is going to be more of a better investment for you at 7 million GP than the Jawas. I mean, Jawas will be something, and I've got them 7-starred. I just haven't put the gear on them, but it's hard for me to go put gear on the Jawas when I've got, you know, I'm doing all the requirements for Kenobi, then I'm going to go do Bad Batch. Plus, I got Cat coming out in, middle July with the way the Conquest is going, because we're about to have another round of Conquest. And then beginning of the July, once, you know, by mid-July, I'm going to have to start farming hair gear, and that's another 400 Kyrotech. So, you know, we got a lot of stuff on our plate at the moment, so it's hard for me to go back down and work on Jawas as a team when you have all these other teams that are so good. So just be smart about it. That's all I can tell you there, Martin, and greetings to you in Germany. Youth says, question for Loki, who are you rooting for? Meow Meow or Jedi Master Adastra?
I don't know, man. That's a hard one.
I know, right?
I'll pick Meow Meow on this.
You gonna pick Meow
How about
Meow?
that?
She said
Yeah,
she's now. I was seeing in the chat before that Meow Meow thinks she's gonna get Raffle stomped.
I don't know. Hold your GLs. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that, but you know,
Yeah.
you guys are equal GP, so should be fun.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
I think it's just going to be a fun match. So we'll see. I mean, you never know what's going to happen until you get in there and see what teams are down on defense and who's going to derp and stuff like that. So it can be a lot of fun. So Loki's going with he's going to go be rooting for Meow Meow.
Yeah.
All right. Nathan says, what time will it go down? 11:30 p.m. a.m. Central Time tomorrow. So I will get it all coordinated. It'll be on Twitch. I'm not going to do it on YouTube. It'll be on Twitch. And then we'll get their battle done, and then I'll do my JC afterwards sometime. What else? 73 question. The FU defense I faced, 4 GLs, Darth Revan, etc. I cleared thanks to the lunch stream. My opponent got stuck on my defense. How many rounds will it take for people to get used to the new GAC layout? I don't know. It's about getting used to it, Loki. It's a matter of adjusting your roster to be able to handle the changes. I think that's the biggest thing that we were just mentioning before, right? It's not that, I mean, getting used to putting down, you can put down any team you want. That's not the issue, but it's quality teams, right? It's quality stuff on offense and defense you'll be able to put down instead of like really bad stuff on defense and try to play the efficiency battle. I think is really what we're looking at right now. That's the adjustment, right? And it's going to take people a while to change up their mentality of before it was like get GLs, have more GLs than your opponent, and then they get stuck on that, and then you can keep a lot of stuff for offense and then, win that way. But you can't do that now.
No, it's like what you said. It's the C and D teams. I briefly mentioned this, I think, on the Wednesday night stream. We could do a whole stream on just remodding. And even for me, like I'm remodding for 3v3 because 5v5 and 3v3 modding is completely different.
Yeah.
Like, in 3v3, you lose a lot of synergy. So you're really banking on one key tune in every single one of your teams you put on defense to either go fast or be super tanky or to throw your opponent for a loop. Because like what you said, I mean, the old game was, I can just be super efficient. I can do 1v3 a lot. But now with 4 extra teams, you don't want to give your opponent, really bad, purples and yellows and all that, because you're allowing them to 1v3 your teams on defense, which will cut through your efficiency. It's I think that's where people are trying to find the balance right now. Is they're not able to get away with laying down or using certain teams anymore on offense or defense because we just need more teams. That's the reason. So you don't want to lay something too easy for your opponent because you open them up to being super efficient. And then at the same time, you need to keep possibly key tunes or remod key tunes to use on offense and defense to prevent all that. Is Solo Nest still good? Absolutely, I think. One thing I want to just touch on real quick too is we did a bunch of Underman during my GAC Ranger, and you notice it's not. I mean, you're going from 56 to 54 banners. I don't even think Underman is even worth it anymore.
Not in threes.
A lot of people brought that up while I was doing my attacks. Was, I sent in Solo Jedi Knight Luke. I still got a 55. I didn't get a 56. You know what I'm saying? And if you bring in Hermit Yoda and then you just get a 54, and it's like, I don't think 2 points is going to kill you. But as long as you're getting in that range of 53 to 56 every single battle, you're fine.
That's where you put the pressure.
Yeah, you don't want to do a 48, right? I mean, no. A 48 one shot is you basically threw the towel in at that point. And that's what happened to my opponent, actually. So I mean, after the stream, my opponent was attacking me, and I was using what's that bot, Prime Bot or something to watch my opponent. I was seeing him drop like 48s, 49s, and 50s, right? And when I was streaming with you and Van Seal, you guys were saying, "Oh, damn, you're getting like 54s, 55s, and 56s," and I wasn't doing a lot of underman, and I mean I was doing like twos, right? But then even my 3v3, I was getting 54s, no problem. So it's almost not worth it to even consider that for 3v3s. It's really a 5v5 thing.
I do it mainly because of like yesterday or when I did my attacks. It was just so I freed up more stuff to use and have more options.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna get to is do you risk it? I guess is what I'm saying.
I think it's worth it because if I can go in there with gas and get 55 and then still have Shock T clones and go get a 54, it's worth it to me. Because the only time I got anything like the lowest score I got was a 51. No, I take that back. I got a 50 because we used Jedi Master Luke, gas, and Jedi Knight revving against his Kylo Ren. Unfortunately, Kylo Ren went first and just one shot at my Jedi Knight revving. It was just RNG. He was going to go after one of them. I was hoping it would be one of the Lukes. He didn't. But we got 50 because it was Kylo Ren, Hux, and Red Lobster. But then again, after that, I soloed Geonosians with SLK. I got 55. I soloed Gas with the team and got 55. So right there, I've already brought my banners back to a 52. And then still averaging that 54 line. And then all the other ones were like 54s, 55s that I did as well. So, I had another one, but that was because I was doing the Rogue One Rebel Fighter, because the guy put such weak stuff on there. But the teams that I was facing were just, he put 2 purple Ewok teams down. I'm like, well, thanks for the free feats. But the Ewoks still kept me from getting good banners because they're still the goddamn Ewoks. So I got a 51 on that. But for the most part, you just put that pressure on your opponent. And that's the way I look at it. Like, yeah, maybe I get 55 or 56, but if I got a 51 somewhere else, that actually makes that like a 53 or 54, closer to that average, which means I basically one-shot the board at a 54 and it puts a high score on. And it can come down to like, a few points in some of these battles. I know Jig had a really close one too, where those small little point differentials can make a big difference at the end, right?
Yeah.
So... yeah, I think for undersizing, it's soloing stuff can be very much worth it, especially if you're getting really good banners on your other teams. Because a lot of teams that I did undersize, I still got 54. So that just helps my average, and I've had crazy good scores the first 2 rounds. So and it just frees me up for more options. Once I cleared the South, I'm like, because we used 2 trooper teams, Geonosians, and I can't remember the other team we used, but it was a lot like B, C teams that we used to clear the front. And then I looked at what was left over and like, yeah, it's time for some solo action. Let's go get free points. And yeah, that's what happened. So, all right, let's get to the next question. Really good question. What else in Theresa's question? How would you feel if they make Cam a requirement for High Ground Kenobi, but make him a 6-star requirement, not relic? I would be okay with it. They're still not going to get any money from me because it's still going to be where am I at with Cam? If best case scenario, all worlds. Give me a second. I will tell you. Uno momento, por favor. Yeah, I might be able to get him this TB if the guild raffle stomp through the Cam mission. Get him 6 stars. I'm okay with that too, but you have to think of this from a business perspective. Like, how are you going to monetize something where you're stuck in light side GOTB? Just think about that. Are people going to want to spend money if they have no way of getting Cam? They have to wait. They're just not going to spend. You got this. You're not taking advantage of a new GL coming on the board. That's why I just don't think Cam's going to be a part of it. Some of the other Jedi, and looking at the other requirements, it really pushed me away from Cam because I was like, damn, those are the requirements? They were super fair with the requirements. Now, that doesn't mean CG can't throw us a curveball and then say, yep, you need Cam and 4 Bad Batch. Sure, they could do that. I just think from a business perspective, because you still have to gear all these Jedi and you still have to gear all these characters and relic them, people will spend money on that, and I think you can monetize it that way. Because really where CG makes his gear is makes its money is with gear because of the Chirtex and other pieces. Like the Gear 12 pieces are not that easy to get. So I think that's where they're going to make the most bang for their buck. If you drop characters in there that people can't get initially, they'll just slow farm it. They'll go free to play, you know. So, but we're still up in the air. We'll know Wednesday whether I'm right or wrong and what it's going to be, and then we'll just make adjustments from there. But even if it's a 6-star requirement, that's fine. It's not going to bother me one way or the other. I just think it'd be a silly mistake not for them to take some kind of advantage. And if you are going to put Cam in there, put a pack or something in there. Done over the other characters, so why not him? Any thoughts on that, Loki?
No, I mean, I agree with you. I think Cam's going to be required. It's just he's been in the game way too long already. There were many opportunities for people to go jump guilds, go get shards, come back, they've done it in the past with like Jedi Knight Luke, Jedi Master Luke, where they threw a territory battle or a get one tune as a requirement. It just wouldn't surprise me. One thing I will say though is unless they're hiding it, normally we would see any kind of pack or anything like that in the data mines, and we haven't seen anything yet in terms of cam packs, right? So the negotiator, I think, is 6-star, right? Is that the requirement? Yeah. So again, going back to the question, it wouldn't surprise me if they made camera requirement and only 6-star. I mean, it's fair. I mean, Lightside GOTB's been around forever now, and people have been doing that. I mean, we were talking about that earlier, and we've talked about this in the past, where if you're in a big alliance guild of some sort, people go in and out. Merc a light side GOTB to get cam shards. Like, it's not unheard of. And I know a lot of people that have done that. So, to make them 6 stars, I think is very reasonable. It's not out of the realm. If they make cam relic 8, that's a different story, but, for most, but, I think 6 stars is fair,
Yeah, I think even 5-star. If just you get him at 5-star, right? Get him.
Anything, even just get the unlock, right? I mean, and that's totally fine. You're gonna want to get him up anyway. If he has synergy with Jedi Master Kenobi, then
absolutely,
he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good now. He's gonna be even better. With Kenobi. So.
Yep, I agree. Calvin Awesome's in the chat. What's going on, man? That dude. The GSA monster right there. You check him out over on Twitch and stuff, guys. Calvin Awesome is awesome. Got a little old in last GSC. Every week he was undefeated. Calvin went undefeated again. What a surprise. Oh, look, another week. Calvin kicked the shit out of everybody. What a surprise. You ever check this stuff out, please do. And Calvin, if you ever want to jump on Jedi Academy, let me know, man. Hit me up in Discord and we'll get your ass on here, brother. Let's see here. Next question. What else? 73 question. Are you using your lesser Kenobi required characters at Relic for anything in particular, like GAC defense or offense? Let me look. I don't know if I have or not. I mean, I use Grievous and Watt, but they were already there. I use Bo-Katan.
I use all of them, man. I use Ayla.
Yeah, you used Qui-Gon and Ayla the other day. Good God, I was shocked at how much damage you did with that team. Jesus Christ.
She just stuns, man. That's all she's for.
God.
So good.
So stupid, man.
Stupid character, man. And like the kit is like day one. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not Mace. I don't know.
I don't use Mace.
I'm
not using Clone Sergeant. I'm not using Mace. Yeah.
I'm using Sarge. I mean, you need him for the mission.
I'd rather stab myself.
I still use his ships. I mean, he's 60 modded.
That's true. His ship is still a decent tank ship.
Yeah,
but Kenobi is Kenobi, and Malevolence, and with
he's got the best Rex right now. Honestly, I mean, everything is useful. We don't have a Rose Tico yet in his Rex.
No, not
in my opinion.
Even
Mace, you can still use for the capital ship. I mean, I've seen guys trying to do the bounty hunter fleet with Mace, and it's annoying. I'll tell you that. Once Houndstooth gets the damage immunity and all the healing and all that crap. I mean, he's hard to take down. So
Yeah.
I do want to take my mace up. Actually, I'm not going to take him relic 8, but I want to take
I
him
would not waste
up a little bit. Just for the ship. That's when Razor Crest gets to 7-star. That's going to be my fleet. So
yeah, I mean, the only one I'm just not using is Qui-Gon. I mean, honestly, if I'm just being honest, I don't use Mace Fleet or anything like that. So, Ayla, I use sometimes. Now she's relic, I'll use her a lot more. I need to remod her a little bit. I mean, I've got decent mods on her, but I like to put a little bit better. I've got the mods to put some really good mods on her. Nothing crazy, but, you know, just so I can land that stun, right? Just put potency out the yin and offense on her. But yeah, Magna, Watt, Grievous, GK. I mean, those are all characters that, of course, you're using, right, for the fleets and or characters. So yeah.
Yeah, GG's still meta, man.
Yeah, I mean, good God,
GG's incredible.
Yeah. Gundam Liger says, question: how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck was the size of a Wookiee? The answer, my friend, is 42. 42 was the number you're looking for there. So we'll just move on. Over 9,000? No, there you go. There's another number. Stonewall says, question: do either of you think we will be able to finish? Hold on. Do either of you think you will be able to finish in the top 50 of the new GAC? Can we? Yes. Will we? That's a different story because there's too many factors that can screw you. You can have a crash that could hose you. I mean, I've had it happen before where you know, I've lost my GAC career. The reason I'm not like 120,000 instead of 820,000 instead of 800,000 is because I've had 5 GACs off the top of my head. Nev reminds me of this all the time because he just shakes his head. Where I've got the win, I just have to go in with fleets, and then I get a crash during fleets. During that time where we had all those crashes on fleets, so you can't factor in something like that happening. Like Loki, we just had that match between you and Thane. It was even Steven. Thane was up a little bit, and then he had the game crash right when he went in with his Vader counter, right? And then he couldn't beat you, right? You just can't. That's the difference, is you just never know like what's going to happen. I mean, there's too many factors that can screw you on this.
Right.
I mean, like I took a screenshot yesterday. I'm like, God damn, I'm number 20. What the hell is going on? You know, but yeah, you can't. It's too much RNG. There's too much stuff in there. I mean, that can just. All it takes is one team to screw you, right? You're doing. You're facing the GL and bad RNG happens, and the next thing you know, you've lost, even though you've beaten that counter up like 99 out of 100 times you win, but that one time kind of hoses you. So people that go undefeated, I mean, I've done quite a few rounds where I've been undefeated in GAC, but I've also had a lot of rounds where I'm 10-2 or 11-1, where it happens. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. So is it possible, Loki? I think, yeah, it's possible for us to both be top 50. Will it happen? Let's wait and see after the season. What else? 3 question. Where do you think the next new character they announce will be from? Mandalorian, Bad Batch, Clone Wars, etc. Not counting Galactic Legend Lord Vader. Well, I've been saying this, Loki. Been a big debate about this in the community. I still think we're getting a new Maul. He's going to be in Conquest. Because we had that hint in the store or in that post about, you know, after 3 months a new character was going to be introduced. I'm like, well, that's going to be Maul, and then that the new Galactic Legend, which we'll get in 3 to 4 months, will be Anakin. Now some people want to flip that and say Conquest will be Anakin and then the new GL will be Maul. Is there any other characters besides that which we've endlessly talked about? Do you think we're going to get some new marquees or anything like that, or legendaries or anything like that down the pipe here soon?
Yeah, I don't think they've left Clone Wars season 7 yet. So they mentioned that Ahsoka's kit was inspired, her scoundrel tag was inspired by the 2 sisters. Was it Trace and Rafa? I think.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a possibility we get those 2. And I don't know. And then it's hard for me to say right now, but are the Bad Batch that's in the game? Those are is that Bad Batch era now, or is that Clone Wars season 7
know.
because of Echo, right?
I don't know.
Echo was Echo in his suit
No,
in season 7, or he was still in.
he was still in his old. He wasn't. He didn't even have a uniform. Remember, they rescued
He
him.
was
And, yeah, he didn't have that outfit.
okay.
That outfit
So with
is
that
from New Bad
said,
Batch.
yeah. With that said, it wouldn't surprise me because CG said it in the kit reveal of Kat that her scoundrel tag was inspired by the sisters, by the Martez sisters.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't surprise me if they threw them in the game.
I hope not.
One thing we're missing, from season 7 right now is like the dark side. So we're missing that entire leg of characters.
Yeah,
whether they bring out new troopers,
more Mandalorians, from Maul's side of faction of things.
from season 7, yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
So I mean, it's like Bo-Katan's,
homies.
yeah. But any of the dark side stuff. So like what you mentioned, Maul, any of those other whatever you want to call them. I don't know if they're Mandos, or I don't know if they're super commandos, or whatever you want to call them. I mean, those are all potentials coming in. The Martez sisters, whatever else. I feel like there's still a lot of room for those guys to come in. And then obviously with the announcement of Jedi Master Kenobi, they kind of segued into episode 3, right? Is what it is. So is that possible? If Fallen Anakin is coming, do you bring out the dark side clone troopers, or I don't know what you want to call them, phase 1 stormtroopers. I don't know what they're called. But you know what I'm talking about is, dark side Anakin had his own dark side, or Empire stormtrooper, like the prototypes or the phase 1s or whatever you want to call them. But definitely a lot of stuff coming. So, I mean, Imperial troopers, or do we make the jump to Mandalorian again and finish off the Mando squad, finish off Imperial Remnant? I don't know.
I don't know. We're gonna get any Mando stuff until November, December. I'm still sticking to that. Where I think as we get closer to the book of Boba Fett, we'll get a new Boba Fett and Finnick, and then we'll get some more of those characters there. But I think through this summer, early fall, I think it's all going to be Clone Wars, Bad Batch, season 7 Clone Wars. That's all what we're going to be focused on for characters. So, all right. What else? 23 says, question, any surprise 3v3 defensive teams for you so far? If you mean we had, we talked about it, right? It's the B, even some of the A teams that you put on defense, right? That are a little different, that are getting holds. I mean, Night Sisters have been getting me holds. What's the team that, let me go look here real quick. I'll tell you the teams that I know got me holds. I know you've got that one team, the Separatist team. I think I used the same team, Loki.
The new team. Yeah, I've been using that forever. That hasn't changed. I just remodded them differently, and it's been crazy. Like, I want to Relic 8 my L3 now because I think she's just stupid good. But she's good everywhere. I think she's gonna have good synergy with Kat too because she's scoundrel. But the new Django L3 team. I always run that team, man. You scout me, and that's like 100% of the time on defense, 3v3 in my history.
No, I mixed it up.
It's just a tricky team.
I had two teams that I mixed up last. I had Newt, B1 Magna. They got me 2 holds. And then I had a Dooku Droideka Nest team that had me a couple holds. Night Sisters had holds. You had that one round where you had 5 holds with your Night Sisters, Loki. It was unbelievable.
Well, you make Spirit really fast, right? That's I think for Gaklock, I did I almost did like a 330 or 335 Night Sister Spirit. I took like really fast mods off of somebody, swapped them over and blocked and then put them back, and maybe my opponent scouted me and he looked at my roster, but he didn't look at the character in game for lock. So that's what I was talking about earlier was you really want to get edge on your opponents. Definitely remod those key tunes. You only need to remod like 1 tune on each of your teams, and you can throw them for a loop. So I mean that's like a 360 with a 30 speed bonus, like 365 Night Sister Spirit, that's gonna stun and rob turn meter and do what she does and gain foresight, and she's annoying, man. So
Yeah, because I keep docking Zombie for SLKR just for offense. That's my offensive go-to team for any GL I face.
oh, you keep it for offense? I always put that one on defense.
See, I keep it for offense.
It's a tricky team to fight.
Yeah,
So.
I just for in case I run into a Ray on defense, if not, then I just go solo SLKR or something because
Sure.
I'll keep Jedi Master Luke too for offense. Leave
Yeah.
Ray on defense, but
one team I noticed was what was it, Finn veterans, man. If using those requirements for like Galactic Legend Ray, like the vets, like the rickety old men, dude, they steal banners like crazy. With the AoE and all that, and Vet Han is hard to kill, man. Especially with Vet Chewie still standing. So
yeah.
And then Finn's leader, we've done this. Ranger's done the Finn lead with Vader counter, but Finn's lead adds all the offense to the other two vets, and that team freaking steals banners, if not gets holds. But it's all about stealing banners at this point. Damage over time, and IG-11 lead has been, or I'm sorry, IG-88 lead has been surprisingly fun, good for me. And again, his leader adds dots, right?
Yeah.
So you're just basically gaming it and stealing banners from your opponent. So it's any of those teams, just weird banner stealing teams,
Yeah, and the teams like Hux, Red Lobster Trooper, First Order Stormtrooper.
Yeah, that's
the
good.
Finn and the Purse Bros. I mean, those teams on defense really, especially if you outspeed and outmod your opponent, make their life miserable because now they have to start making decisions. Who am I going to use what on what? And it's still not an easy counter. So again, the mod game has really become more important than
Bo-Katan got me a hold.
Mine didn't, but it did pretty good banner stealing on mine because I had Bo-Katan, Bam, and Armor, and it actually did pretty decently on stealing banners. So didn't get the whole.
Bo Candy and
you can do that
Armor.
Yeah,
what I did.
That's a really good one. I know Gom really loves that team.
He uses it on offense a lot.
Yeah,
even on defense. Mm-hmm. If you got like a 330 or 340 armor, I mean, your opponent's got to bring in something good.
Yeah.
To outspeed her,
Because if you don't and that team goes first, you're in trouble because they are going to do some serious.
Oh, one team that got me a hold surprisingly was Rex lead with C3PO and fives.
And, that one did okay.
Yeah, because what my opponent I think tried to do was he tried to solo Malik it, and Malik can't solo that team.
No.
It's impossible because of C3PO.
Yeah.
If I put Barris in there,
that's different. Then you can go solo it because
you can solo with Malik. But I think he tried to solo it and he failed
because 3PO is going to do all that stuff. You're going to lose turn meter. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. All right. What else in 3? Question: where do you think the next new? Oh, we did that. Ray Rock. Question: I took Relic Falcon, Biston U-Wing, Biggs X-Wing, and Y-Wing against a Chimera-led TIE Bomber, Relic TIE Fighter, and Sith Bomber in TW this morning and lost. What is the correct kill order? Well, the first thing is I just would not recommend. It's a hard matchup, right? Empire versus the Rebels. I always go after Lord Vader first, but it depends on who goes first and what's happening. But that's a tough counter, man. I mean, I'm almost saying, man, I wish you'd done that against a negotiator because that Empire fleet, man, it's gonna wreck Rebels, man. Even if it's a little bit lower relic than yours, it's nasty. That's why you usually use something else against that. I usually use Malevolence. I mean, GR will take out anything. Malevolence can take it out easily. I do it all the time. I mean, that was your only option. Hell, I've even used First Order against the Empire. You do the turn where you shoot Vader, and then you call an assist with cruise ship, the slicer, and then you do you take Vader out in like the first moves, and then all you have is the other ships, and then you just ramp up Kylo Ren with the shuttle. I mean, that's a better one, but I don't know. He's got Falcon, Biston, U-Wing, and Biggs in the starting lineup. Y-Wing coming off the bench, and he lost against Empire. I'd have to see the fight, but if there's a correct kill order, you're going for what? Vader on that team? You got to get Vader out there because if he ramps up your hose, especially with Rebels, because he gets all those advantages and stuff, right?
It's so the starting lineup was Vader. Is that what it was?
So yeah, it was TIE Bomber, TIE Fighter, and Sith Bomber. TIE Fighter, Sith Bomber. There's no Vader in there. So if there's no Vader in there, and you get TIE Bomber, TIE Fighter, and Sith Bomber, I mean, I would burn down TIE Bomber first. I don't know.
Yeah, I would do Bomber first.
You're not gonna.
If you can get in there and take out TIE Fighter, you can try it.
That's hard.
I usually gamble and I take that thing out if I can, but usually go Bomber because you're gonna get all the call to assists. The problem is if you're gonna go hit Sith Bomber, you're gonna get all the detonators on you. That's not good to get very early in the game. You can kind of just leave that thing and let it do its thing.
Right. And
I know it gets taunt too, but Bomber should have taunt the whole time, and it should be pretty. But TIE Fighter, I know TIE Fighter, it screws it up a little bit. So you want to get in there and try to snipe TIE Fighter. He's pretty squishy, but I know he dodges like a lot. So I mean the kill order to me would be Bomber, Fighter, and then probably Shuttle's going to reinforce or something like
Vader
that. If he has
Vader and Shuttle.
If he has Vader on the bench, it's never going to come out. It's like Vader's the last reinforcement, so that's the problem with that Empire team. But you have to take Bomber out for sure because he's going to lock burning on your Rebels, and that's going to kill you in the long run.
Yeah,
more than anything else.
That's a tough one, man.
You gotta kill him fast because I know they do the offense down on all the Rebels too. Yep. So
and it's just it's a tough matchup, man.
Yep.
What else? Any three questions? How do you feel about Relic Up BAM versus Gear 12 BAM?
I like Relic Up BAM.
I have mine Relic Up.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Gear 12 BAM. If you're saying how do you feel about them facing one another, I think you've got a huge advantage. One, you're gonna have more speed. It depends on what you're using them with. I mean, I usually the vast majority of the time I've got BAM on defense, either with like I did Bo-Katan and armor, or I'll go BAM IG Quill 3v3 team. I mean, it can be countered, but I want them to waste a counter on that because it's such a. If you try to go in there with something cruddy, you're gonna get your ass kicked. But if you got that for offense, and you're facing a Gear 12 BAM on defense, you've got huge advantages there, right? Unless I'm missing something here, Loki.
No, the Relic BAM, it's proven already. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there doing counters. It can counter Darth Revan if you got the right pieces. It'll counter it'll counter CLS. You can throw BAM and the scoundrels behind Rey. You got Kat coming now. She's got synergy with BAM. So there's definitely some incentive to, you got Razor Crest. So there's definitely incentive now to, in the beginning, BAM sucked. And it's just, and we've said that, and they've started releasing pieces, and theory crafters are out there doing their thing. And he's proven to be a very solid tune at the moment. And I think he's just going to get better with 7-star Razor Crest and Kat coming.
I mean, I've used on offense against some heavy-hitting teams, BAM, Han, and Chewie, and good God, I mean, that thing just destroys, right? So it just depends. All right, top of the hour. Thank you guys for joining us in Jedi Academy. So just a reminder, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Remember, we are doing this ad-free. So if you'd like to donate to support what we're doing, you can either do a super chat or you can become a Patreon sponsor. Biggest way to support the channel is just hit the thumbs up and watch us. That's always appreciated. So keep getting your questions in. We're going to go for about another hour. So yeah. All right, let's get to the next question. Ray Rock, the dream matchup of Thane's Paw versus Jedi Master Dash is not a reality. Will RSG broadcast and commentate it tomorrow? Yes, I already said 11:30 p.m. Central, 12:30 Eastern. I will do that matchup. So I'll be up. Not too early, but early enough to get everything set up, and then I will commentate. And We'll have Meow Meow versus JMA for you guys tomorrow, along with my GAC. Jared T says, question, do you expect any news on Wednesday addition to the final Kenobi requirements? Hopefully GK kit and release date. I don't know.
Yeah,
do you think
they said they're going to do it, I think.
Well, we know the 5 requirements, but do you think they're going to release this kit and also the release date for Kenobi as well?
Yeah, I think so.
You think we're going to get one big bundle?
I think, they've done that in the past. They've done the last Rex, and then they've announced the little kit reveal thing. So, I mean, if they follow what they've done in the past, we should be good to go. And then hopefully he's available immediately, or like end of the month they'll start.
Yeah, it'll be 2 weeks after that. They give people 2 weeks, like a little buffer before the event comes. Because I think that's what they did with the other GLs, right? I don't remember. It's been a while since I know with Luke and Pops, I think was like that. I do not remember for Rey and Kylo, but Rey and Kylo was a little bit different because they're the first GLs. So
yeah, there hasn't been any showstoppers yet. So, I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't immediately go for it, and just say, hey, it'll be available in 2 weeks. Here you go. Unless they're tweaking stuff with the kit. But, that's everybody's chomping at the bit for June 9th. And, 4
days.
We'll see. Yep.
We'll have a lot to talk about on the Wednesday show. I'll tell you that much. So there you go. Ice House, what's going on, man? He says, would you rather have as Kenobi requirement Luminar or Kit Fisto? I don't care if it's either one of those two.
Luminara, because I have her.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, if it's Kit Fisto, it's Kit Fisto. What am I gonna say? I got him at gear 11. I got to gear him up. But
any of those other Jedi, they're all 7-star, either gear 11 or gear 12 for me right now, and they've just been sitting there not being used. I'll take them up to Relic and get them ready to go. But yeah, I'm not too bothered. I mean, we know there's going to be gear. Taking them to Relic's not going to be a problem because I've saved up all my salvage, and I've been using all the canteen to double drop stuff like that to get the additional right side salvage pieces. So I've got plenty of those to take those characters up. And the good thing too with some of the requirements, I've already done a lot of the relics like Kenobi and Grievous and Watt. So unlike other GLs where I had to start from scratch and build up, I'm not using as much salvage as I was previously. Yeah, there's some characters I have to take up to gear and relic and stuff, but it's been very fair with the requirements so far. I've just been shocked. I mean, I thought it was going to be a lot harder, and it hasn't been. And I tip my cap to CG so far on the requirements. I think they've been very fair. But if hell, it could be both of those characters, and I'd be fine with that. Ice House, to be honest. Yappy question: what are your thoughts on the last Conquest? Data disc changes, good or bad? Some feats making it a bit blander. We talked about this, Loki. I felt like it was like work. I didn't have as much fun on this Conquest as we did on the previous one. I didn't mind the data disc changes. I thought, they were fine. But the problem is that they made some of the boss fights harder. They didn't change the feats either. And poor playing ahead, because some of the feats with the characters they put in as the boss fights, like the turn meter feat, I mean, that was just ridiculous. I mean, 700% turn meter on some of those boss fights, good Lord. But I don't know. I didn't enjoy it as much as I did the previous one. What about you, man?
No, same here. It just felt like another grindy game mode again. It wasn't as fun without the one disc, with the deployable cooldowns, unfortunately. The discs I used the one, what was the one that gave him armor shred all the time?
I know which one. Yeah.
That was pretty badass. I'm not going to lie. I used it and it helped me. I think, RNG with the data discs, I had bad RNG until like Sector 5. I just didn't get any good data discs. So I had to reuse some of my really good teams. I hardly did any of the feats on the bosses. It's just, even for me, getting the turn meter reduction ones are just dumb. The SLKR fight, I think I only got 1 star on it, and I think I got 1 feat on him, and that was it. I just gave up because I don't know who the hell got 3 stars on Kylo and what you did, but I think you had to have certain data discs to have a chance.
See, I did. I had the offense and protection and all that stuff that I could go in there, and I free started and got 2 of the 3 feats done. I don't remember the one I didn't do. Oh, 40 critical hits in a row. I was like, there's no way. There's no way I'm getting 40 critical hits against SLKR. You know, it was impossible, in my opinion. I mean, I tried different teams. I got the other 2 feats done, but yeah, I mean, it was like, F this. I tried it. I was like, this is dumb. You know, I mean, it was silly. I mean, I think if we look at the data disk, I think they're fine. The entrenched, the offense one was still there, and I got a lot of those. Some of the new data disks, they're fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, but the problem is they didn't change the feats, and they didn't think about like how the new data disk would interact with these tougher boss fights we had at the end. I mean, what was it? SLKR, CLS, Ray. I mean, people really struggled against those. One, just to beat it, let alone trying to get some of those feats done, because you pretty much looked at it and you're like, how am I going to get 700% turn meter against this team? Because either it's going to destroy my ass, or it's going to die too quickly because I'm trying to get this other feat done. It was a mixed bag, but I think we're both on the same page where we're like, it just was a lot of work. It seemed like a lot of work, Loki. I'm just saying. I did not enjoy it as much as I did previously. So
yeah, it wasn't as fun for sure. It just, I don't know. It's just another game mode again, and maybe this is just us saying, I mean, it's not new and exciting anymore, I guess. So and then for them to remove all the fun broken discs, it's just made it, like what you said, a chore. I feel like they're still testing it. I mean, they could totally change it around again. So I have faith in CG that they're going to make it more enjoyable again. Hell, I mean, we don't even have ships yet, right? I mean, what if we had a ship boss, at the end? It is what it is. I mean, I'm there for the loot, and as long as I get my red crate and they don't put anything extremely hard, then I'll be happy in the long run. But it's a boring happy, I guess, is what I'm getting at. We're not excited anymore. It feels like.
I mean, I understand why they did some of the changes, because if you're going to give cat shards in there along with the Razor Crest shards in there, you got to up it up a little bit. But you can make something difficult but make it fun, right? We always talk about like that Malik event when we went for Malik, not the dark side but the light side, and having to figure that out. I mean, right. It was a challenge. It was hard, but it was fun because we were like, oh wow, we're so close to beating this, and what's the strategy and things of that nature. You can make something difficult but make it fun. It can be frustrating, right, but you can still have fun with it. So I think that's the balance you have to find in any game, and especially this one, because you're only limited to the event you have in front of you. So okay. Nathan A's question: besides GLs, what are your go-to squads for Conquest? I could tell you one right now. Imperial Troopers sure got me a lot of stuff. I mean, each zone kind of dictated a few things, right? You had to have Jedi for some, or you had to use First Order for like some of that. But I use Troopers a lot. I use
the crit one. I use Troopers, or I use Mon Mothma because they get a bunch of crits.
I use CLS for some of that too.
And then the Mark ones, either Grievous or or Jedi Knight Revan. Either one of those will get you the Mark feat.
Yeah. You use, but yeah, a lot of the go-to teams I went to was like Rebels. I would use,
but it's also dependent. Troopers. So I mean, like, I want to go back to the Mark feat real quick. Is one thing it depends on too is if you get Night Sisters on the map. Like you want to pull Night Sisters to get the Mark feat, and then General Grievous and Jedi Knight Revan. Like if you run your Jedi Knight Revan until stamina runs out, you can pivot to General Grievous, and then Grievous will mark his droids, and they'll count as And you don't have to win the battle actually on the Mark feat. So keep that in mind too, that a lot of these feats and stuff like that, it'll specifically say you have to win the battle after getting, X amount of critical hits or whatever it is. The Mark one, I think you just have to make Mark, and then if you time out, you time out. It doesn't matter, right? So
yeah, I'm trying to think of the other teams I used. I mean, because I had one zone where especially for that one, I didn't have Night Sisters, I don't think. Rebels, Troopers were kind of my go-to. And then if each zone had a certain thing, like there's certain zones you have to use like Sith. So I had two teams. I had the Darth Revan team squad, and then I used Empire with Vader. Jedi were Jedi. I had two Jedi teams. I think I had one with Jedi Master Luke and Jedi Knight Luke, and then I had another one with Jedi Knight Revan and Gas as my two heavy hitters on each of those. And then I would mix them up with Shock T and Hermit Yoda and Grey Master Yoda on the other, in between those teams for the Jedi feats.
I know Nev was upset because he said that some of the bosses he can't even beat because he didn't have the GLs to do it.
Right.
So that's something to, for CG to look at is definitely make the boss battles. If you can't beat Rey because you don't have another GL to counter her, I mean, don't penalize the player. There has to be a way to do it. And hopefully CG can look at that because it's not fair for certain players.
You have to have a GL to get those. That's really difficult. That's a great point.
Yeah.
And for us, we have the GL, so it's just a matter of which one we want to use. Or anytime I saw GR on the board where I had no choice but to face it because of that mirror damage, I'm like, all right, Kyla, go in there and kick their ass. I'm not even playing around with this shit because I was stunned, AoE, get the hell out of there because I'm not playing around with that because I know that mirror damage will tear you up. I mean, that's the thing about Galactic Republic teams that were down there is they get that mirror thing and it's stupid. All right. Let's get to some more questions here. Keep your questions coming in. What else? 23 question. What would you use if you saw Jedi Knight Revan, Jedi Knight Luke, Gas on defense in GAC? My next opponent seems to favor them on defense. Jedi Knight Revan, Jedi Knight Luke, Gas. Man, that's breaking up a lot of teams. For a defensive team? All right. Well, SLKR, if you have it, go in there and have fun. I mean, stun Gas, because you're going to go first. Stun Gas, and then, Kylo's going to build up and then just start AoEing. I mean, that's an easy counter. Rey will do it quite easily, too. C will definitely kick the shit out of it. If you don't have a Galactic Legend, what would you use on that, Loki? Mirror it, maybe? If your Jedi Knight Revan's faster? Because you can go and mark Jedi Knight Revan right off the bat. I'm trying to think of what
I'm thinking mirror.
Unless you have Jedi Master Luke. You can just go in there and just write.
Probably do like Jedi Knight Luke lead and then make them...
Yeah.
Jedi Knight Luke will nerf the speed and then start counterattacking them to death. So... something to be mindful there. Maybe like a Jedi Knight Luke with Hermit Yoda and something else to do foresight. But
it's gonna have to be a top.
That's a good question. I mean,
any GL
Mark is the one that kind of throws it up for a loop. I mean, I'm thinking maybe troopers if your troopers are fast enough. Jedi Knight Revan gives all the speed.
Yes, yeah, he's gonna get all that speed from there, and it's gonna be really hard. Yeah. But yeah, I think if you go mirror match and if your Jedi Knight Revan's faster, you're going to destroy that team. Because you immediately mark Jedi Knight Revan, get the call and assist, you start building up your team. Their Revan goes down, then it's your team.
You could try Vader. I mean, you can try Vader.
They're gonna have tenacity at the beginning though, because of Jedi Knight Revan lead.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So
because I was thinking Vader gets speed bonus because the Jedi are on the other side, right? So I mean, you could try to power through it.
I mean, maybe Darth Revan. I'm thinking how Darth Revan would interact with that team. Darth Revan, if he's faster, will go first. You're gonna stun Jedi Knight Revan and Gas. That's a trickier one. I'm also thinking Gas Five first because even if Jedi Knight Revan goes first, say he marks your Rex, he can't kill him. They go, I'll attack him. Gas Rex 5s. And then your gas just goes ham. I know. Those are just some of the thoughts I'm thinking about. What else we need 3. So, Ray Rock says, bring Thrawn in for Fracture. Problem is though, let's say you go Palpatine, Vader, Thrawn for that, or the team's going to be super fast, and if they mark your Thrawn and you can't get your Thrawn off, he's absolutely worthless. If you can't get to Fracture to use it, then you're basically you're shit out of luck. I don't like that at all. I mean, I would love to have Thrawn in there for a Fracture because that would take down one of the. It's 2-on-3 then, but the problem with anything you're going to use with Thrawn, I mean, well, that's rough. Vader, Watt, Thrawn, possibly, but the problem is if your Vader's got to be fast enough to take that down. If Vader doesn't, if the boost doesn't allow Vader, if you don't have enough speed on that team, depending on the modding, it's super on the modding. But again, we just talked about this. They got tenacity at the beginning, so Vader's not going to land dots, and if Vader's not landing dots, he's not doing shit. Because they have tenacity up at the beginning. Yeah, I don't like the Vader versus that. So, it gives you some ideas. What else? I mean, hopefully that helps you out there. I mean, SLKR will handle it with no problem if you have a GL. But they just took and destroyed 3 teams for 1 team on defense. So keep 1 GL for that team specifically. Maybe 2 in case he's going to put in a GL with it. That way he's going to have a lot of limitations on offense then if he does that. Meow with the question. Loki, held on to your britches, brother. You never know what she's going to say. It's this question. Since you just said that you may need a GL for Conquest, is Rey the best option since she can beat all of them? Might be a reason for folks to suck it up and get Rey. I kind of like Kylo better. I'm sorry. I think SLKR can handle any of that shit. And it did. I used him in all the battles. It didn't matter whether it was Jedi Master Luke or Palp, definitely. Rey. You can mirror match it. I don't know. For a Conquest, what are you thinking, Loki? SLKR or Rey would be the better GL for completing the boss tiers of the GL?
I used Rey against SLKR.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I think I used Jedi Master Luke against that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I didn't restart, but I didn't even bother. I
didn't use Rey a lot in this last Conquest. It was mainly Jedi Master Luke and SLKR. Rey didn't even come on. The only time I used Rey was the evasion feat one, right? Where you put Galactic Legend Rey with JTR and Watt just to get the dodge feat done. You just go find like a team with like Ness or something and just, that does a lot of call and assist, and you don't need to beat it. You just have to have them evade, and with that mastery, JTR makes it almost impossible. You're getting dodges like out the yin yin. I think I completed in like 1 or 2 battles for the amount of evasion you needed. That's the only time I used Rey. I don't think I used her for any of the boss fights.
Yeah, SLKR, you normally use him for you want to kill like 4 tunes at the same time, I guess.
Yeah, I did that for that one.
That one's good. I mean, I agree with you. If you had to go for a GL, I'm leaning either SLKR or I'm even leaning Sith Eternal. I mean, Sith Eternal can just 2v5 pretty much anything in Conquest, along with Kylo. So,
well, Jedi Master Luke, they're all good. Let's not lie, man. I mean, Jedi Master Luke, I did a lot. I think I got the kill 4 at once with him, where you just build him up because I was building up his offense because of the buff one, right? Every time you get a buff, you get 5% offense, and then would wait, and then bam, AOE 4 dead. That one's really good. I still think SLKR is just the best GL for period. Even in Conquest. I mean, I'm just thinking about all those boss fights at the end. SLKR, even in the mirror match, if yours is modded pretty well, you're going to have good success. But Rey's not bad either, man. Because I remember, what was it? Who had me use it? When we had the thermal detonator one, Rey and the 4 Jawas, even though mine were cruddy. You have GL Rey in there, and she's doing Lifeblood. And so I just put Rey and the 4 Jawas in there, and they just were, I think with the thermal detonator one, I used that one. That was fun as hell. Well, that's a good question, Rey. She has her uses though in Conquest that you can't really get anywhere else. The evasion one, I think the thermal detonator one was pretty easy. Although you can get thermals with other teams.
Thermal, I got it with Jawas in like one shot. Like
I did the same thing. I just did Ray with the 4 Jawas and just let them just do their thing. All you do is lifeblood with the Ray. But even if you don't have that, you can do it in multiple battles where you just go in there with the Jawas, land thermals, have them explode. Even if you lose, I think you get credit for it. If I had to put a priority, I think SLKR still is above me for Ray for Conquest. Just thinking of all your battles and stuff, I can't think of... Not that Ray's not good and you can't beat any of those with Ray. You can. Because you can put a lot of different stuff behind her, but I think SLKR just gets the job done, man. I think he's really, really good. Nathan H. question what? I don't know what. I think his question got cut off. Nightmare wants to know again, Ahsoka Cat versus GMA, who you got? I'm remaining neutral since I have to stream it. Loki's got Meow Meow.
Yep.
Now, that being said, Meow Meow has said that she thinks GMA's got her got her number, but we'll see. So who they place on defense, right? And what are their mods and things of that nature. Let me see here. All right, next question. Nathan H just said question what? I don't know if his question got cut off or what. But it's just what.
But
yeah. What is this? Abbott and Costello? I mean, look, you have to do that. Who's on first? What's on second? And I don't know who's on third. You have a first baseman? Yes. Who? Yes. The guy on first? Who? Yes. The guy on first? Who? I'm not asking you what's on I actually watched that skit the other day. I forgot how good that is. So ingenious. Loki, I hate to say this, brother, but we're kind of caught up on questions. Wow. Nathan H just put it in here. It says, question, what squads do you use with Wampa?
anything with call to assist.
Yeah, so, pretty much.
Basti lead, Jolie, Wampa. You're talking 3v3, Nathan H?
Yeah, I think maybe. Well,
yeah. Anything called to assist.
Well, my opponent yesterday made the mistake of putting Phoenix on defense, and I went in there and whopped it. That was a lovely feeling, Loki. Yeah, get 56 banners on that because I could have done that against the Ewoks too. I was like, but I went after the Phoenix because it was just too nice. I mean, Womps just went in there and wrecked. Once he's wrecked, man, that dude's stupid. But yeah, I think you need him with a call assist. You have to. I mean, you can put him on a Vader team for Christ's sakes. That's a really nice team. Because with all the debuffs and stuff, Womps is going to hit hard, dude. He is going to smack the shit out of somebody. Oh, you mean in 5v5? I still like Womps if I'm going to use them anywhere with, like, Vader if you wanted to. But a lot of times now I'm using the Vader counter for... Right? I mean, I got to say, Womps has really fallen off for me in 5v5. I don't really use them anywhere. Unless it's like a one-shot where I just need something to use for fun or something. I don't really use him on any team. In 5v5.
I mean, you can still use the call to assist team. You're just going to have more of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Jedi, like Basti, Jolie, Ezra, Wampa, and a tank. And then that's it. You know, like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. But am I going to use Womp on that team for offense or anything like that? See, that's the thing. I was like, I'm pretty... Because in 5v5, the Vader counter does not have Womps. And I'm going to use that against Rey. And I'm going to face a lot of Reys. I'm not going to use them anywhere else. If I'm using Jedi Knight Revan as a counter, it's not going to have Womps. Because I'm going Jedi Knight Revan, Bastila, Jolie, traditional Grandmaster Yoda team. Because the other Jedi Knight Luke, Hermit Yoda, Old Ben, even Basil's going to go on that team. I'll have Ezra or something on that team for the SLKR counter. I mean, if you want to be cheeky, you could put them on the troopers, but then you're kind of killing your trooper synergies. Yeah, that's an interesting point. I don't know. I just don't use Womps. He just sits there, and I don't really ever use him, man. I mean, you could use, if you want to make another team, you could go Bastila. I think Bastila with Womps is really good. Like if you're gonna use it against Night Sisters, yeah, go for it. Right? You just to get the call and assist. You have Ezra, Jolie, Bastley. You just keep calling Wampa and just go wreck the shit out of Night Sisters. Because that's a popular team still, right? Using Bastley, Jedi against Night Sisters with Womps, because Womps is gonna just go ham. Especially with Bastley, because then you got the tenacity and stuff. So that's pretty good. You got me thinking about Womps now. Damn you. I got Womps on the brain. Son of a bitch. The engineer. Hey, chugga chugga choo choo engineer. Says question. How do you mod C? Is speed necessary? Loki, tell the folks about C. How should you mod C? Because we've seen some really bad modding on C.
I like a lot of health. That's it.
Yep.
200,000 health. Doesn't need speed.
Doesn't need speed.
I don't think he needs speed because he's gonna get to ultimate depending on who you link up.
Right.
So I mean, you just need him to sit there and take the hits. And if you're gonna use him against a Ray counter, then that's, in my opinion, that's the way to mod him. So he can eat ultimates and heal back up. You're probably gonna bring in Wat Tambor or armor to boost him, which is fine. But right now mine's modded with all health. He just sits there and does his thing, and then you charge him up, and then you mollywop them all, and that's it.
And you have to have a buttload of health because all the guys that are facing me that have C, their health's like 120,000, and I'm running a specific team to destroy Palps, so they can't just go Palp Watt versus my Ray. Because she's already got a buttload of offense on her, but then I put her R2 and Hermit Yoda in there. So she's getting master training and she's getting the number crunch and stats from R2. 120,000 C. Ray goes ultimate, you're in big trouble. Because she's going to do an insane amount of damage. You've got to survive that ultimate. You've got to be above 180,000 health on your Palpatine. We're seeing this time and time again. And in fives, we talked about this previously, Loki. That JTR counter with the debuff that JTR does will terrorize your C on offense. So it really makes it really difficult unless you've got a ton of health. Because remember we were doing Boo Boo Kitty stuff, right? And she lost to a Ray team because of that. She just didn't have enough health, and Ray went into ultimate that had a buttload of offense and stuff, and she just one-shotted it. So you got to be careful with that. If you're going to use C Watt, you got to have health out the yin yang on him, above 180,000. You can get away with it if they go fast Ray with less offense, but you got to be careful, man. If they have a like mine modded for offense out the wazoo, and they've got teams that will bump her offense up, you're in big trouble because one ultimate from Ray and your C can get destroyed, one shotted. I've seen it happen time and time again, and it's happened in our GAC. The last 5v5, I had 2 or 3 opponents that had C Watt, 130, 140,000 health. Nobody beat my Ray, and just got destroyed. So you got to be careful of that, guys. All right. Hermit Phone question says, do you mod your Wampa for tenacity like Nev? I don't even know what the hell. I just go... I go yum yum offense up on Wampa, man. I don't put... I don't even know what the hell I got on my Wamps. I think it's offense. Let me go look at Wamps. The hell's on Wampa? I gotta go find the damn guy first. Where are you, Wampas? Let me find you, buddy. There's Wamps. What the hell do I have on him? Yeah, I got offense and crit chance. I just wanted to hit hard. I know. So now I just noticed. Look, I don't have Furious Foe on my Furious Foe on my Wampa. Wonder why I never did
That's
this.
That's the one that does healing immunity. I think that one's actually pretty good.
I'm gonna upgrade. Yeah, I've got 328 Zetas. I think I'll put that on. You go through sometimes you say, I don't have that one. I better put that one on. I never thought about it before, so there you go. Ray Rock says, I like to get more tenacity on the beast. Yeah, you can. Because he's going to counterattack. You can do that. I have no problem with that. If you want to go tenacity offense, sure. That's what I do for Nest. Remember back in the day, Loki, when we first got Nest, it was all about speed and damage, and now we're all like, forget that shit. It's tenacity and offense. I don't care what her speed is. She's gonna counterattack and do her thing. Oh, how the ebb and flow of the game happens, man. It's really something else. All right. If you guys have questions, pop them in. We're going for a little bit longer here with yours truly, Ranger J 1999, and the sexy Buddha himself, Sir Loki. So if you have some more questions, go ahead and pop those in. Anything goes, whether it's GAC or anything you want. So I'm waiting for Meow Meow to give me the go on in guild chat. She's lurking, Loki. It doesn't matter what I'm doing or what's going on, so she'll hit me with a go on. Like, go on. As programming note, remember tonight is ladies' night. We'll hang out with the ladies tonight and just have fun drinking and having a good time. And then tomorrow we're going to 11:30 p.m. Central, so 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific. We will have the cat versus the Jedi Master. As Meow Meow faces Jedi Master Dastra, I will set that up and stream it. We'll get my GAC in tomorrow. Loki, what are you doing? You said you're not doing your GAC, so nobody can watch you do your GAC this time. Okay.
No, we did a vacation. We did Wakanda tonight. So.
Imube. NR Wilson. Hey, Mr. Wilson. Question: how do you like Bad Batch so far? What are your thoughts on Bad Batch, Loki? We were kind of down on them until we saw
what, Echo. The tunes or the show?
Well, okay, Bad Batch or show we like, but she gave me a Mice Ranger. Well, there you go. The things she was being very. Never mind. She immediately shit all over her nice comment to me to go on Relic 8. So there we go. Thank you, Meow Meow. I mean, we're not going to talk about the show. I really enjoy the show so far, but we're not going to spoil anything.
Yeah, I like the show too.
Yeah, it's really good.
We'll keep it at that.
Yeah, but for the squad, we were really down on it, Loki, until we got Echo, and I think it's a really potent squad now with Echo on that team because, good God, that dude's fast and does a lot of shit for them.
I mean, it's just new. So I mean, in 3v3s, I'm seeing, like Rex Tech 5s, and then I see like Hunter, sure. Wrecker, Echo. Like that's the two squads I'm seeing. They have to pull a good counter out of me. Padme, or they have to pull something good because Echo's super fast. He speeds up that Hunter Wrecker squad, and then Tech can get Rexolate off pretty quick. Doing the translation and all that. So you just gotta. It's all new, and it's catching people off guard, because they're gonna underestimate it and throw some crappy team at it and then lose banners. So, so far the Bad Batch are fine. I mean, they are what they are. It's an extra team to throw on defense and trick your opponent. So
yeah, I think they're going to shine more in 5v5. I think people are going to be shocked by that team because when you get them all together, it's just like troopers. Woo. But okay, you meant the show. Yeah, I think me and Loki both love the show. We're not going to talk about anything in there because that's spoilers, and we don't do that here. So sorry, but we do love it. Love it. I think Filoni's a goddamn genius. Andreas Carlson says, "What's the best way to mod Ness if being used with the BAM scoundrels at Reality Scoot Gamers?" I still have high tenacity offense on her. Because a lot of times, like with Scoundrels, I mean, she just does what she does, and she gets all the bonuses from the Scoundrels. She's pretty nasty under Scoundrels. I mean, I really like her under Bam, Bo-Katan, stuff. I think she's a great addition to them. I've been using her under, what's the team we had? It was Bo-Katan? No, it was Bam, Ness, and somebody else. You can also throw her, under Separatists. I mean, Ness is just Ness, man. She's really good everywhere now. I mean, what are some other stuff you like to use her with, Loki?
No, I use her. I don't do the offense modding. I do just tenacity and health.
Yeah, but
so she just sits there and does nothing.
Yeah, it's offense secondary. Sorry, I should have clarified that.
Yeah, all my mods are no speed. I have a health circle, a health triangle, and a tenacity cross.
Mm-hmm. He won around 160% tenacity.
Something like that. Yeah, it's a little low. I'm like at 157.
Yeah.
but 73,000 health, and she just sits there. But all she has to do is take hits. I use her like I was using her to counter CLS. She's a good plug and play piece. And then the way she's modded, you can still solo stuff with her outside of a team. But her kit's like General Kenobi. It's pretty much timeless now. And it's only going to get better when you get I think Kat's going to make her better, and other scoundrel teams that are going to be coming later are just going to make her better. So she's a good good relic.
Yep. BCM, the Vikings here. What's going on, Big Country Max? This question: worth it to gear Bad Batch even at low stars? Echo is, the other ones in there.
Yeah, Echo and Tech at 3-star can get all the challenges done. With the other clones. That's what I did. That's the only reason I would gear them is to, there's plenty of videos on YouTube on how to do it with like 3-star Echo, the galactic challenges. So check those out. But CG did a good job with them so far.
Ziglet's Haint question: Who do you think I will get the final piece to be full 5v5 squad? Bad Batch, Imperial Remnant, or Tuskens? Tuskens are right out of the question. I think it's going to be... I don't know yet, man. This is really a tough one. It's not going to be goddamn Tuskens. Who do you think is going to get a 5th on that squad first, Loki? Imperial Remnant or Bad Batch? First of all, I don't even use Imperial Remnant as a team. The only one I really care about is Bad Batch, but I can't really say anything about Bad Batch, specifically why I think that. But if you had to pick one, Loki, out of those three, who do you think is going to get a 5th and make a complete team with it?
Bad Batch.
Yeah, I agree. But we can't talk about it any more than that because then we get into spoilers. Tumblr Dry question: what's going on, Fro Boy? This is a question: what's the best way to mod Sith Marauder, and how do you use him in your battles? When is it better to substitute him in for Sith Eternal Trooper? I use him regardless of whether... Especially if
he's a sniper. He's a sniper.
He's a huge sniper. Especially, I mean, you got to use him. So I think for us, we did in 3v3, we're using Darth Revan, Marauder, and HK as a team, and then we're putting Baslin and Fast Malik on a Palpatine team, which is giving people fits. But especially if you get C, you get that bastard up to relics. He will one shot, and you want offense on him big time because he's going. God damn, that dude hits so hard under Sith Eternal. But like I replace him over HK and go Sith Eternal, Trooper, and take HK out if I have to because Marauder's too good, man. I mean, good God. But yeah, offense on him, crit chance for Marauder because you want him to just to smack the shit out of somebody. Loki, how do you have yours?
I think I have crit damage still on mine.
Crit
CD
damage?
and CC.
Okay.
There are a couple ways I was modding them. I have a weird crit damage set that's all health primaries.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing that because he's hard to kill, right? If you put like 100,000 health on him, he's just gonna keep ramping up offense because that's what he does. I think he's very good with Sith Eternal, and then he's very good in a full Sith Empire team with Darth Revan because if you have full Sith Empire, then they get bonus offense as well. But you can mod him either way. You can make him super high offense to get the one because all you need him to do is to snipe the opponent with that special ability where he throws his sabers. And if you can ramp up and get the damage to one-shot something with that, that's the way to do it. Or if you want to make him annoying and survive, you can and you have the mod set. That's the thing is I have a weird mod set for him that I like to use sometimes, and it's I can get him to like 110, 120,000 health, all crit damage, and crit chance, and then he's just annoying. He just sits there, and you can't debuff him. That's the thing. He's got a unique or something where you just can't debuff him. You can death mark him. I think that's the best way to kill him, but now you have to bring in Death Trooper or somebody to mark him. But he is Very annoying. He gets turn meter like crazy. He heals himself, and if you don't get rid of him fast, then he just keeps ramping up his stats. So he's definitely a something to be mindful of when you're fighting against Darth Revan or Sith Eternal teams with him.
Okay.
It's a good tune. And he's got a ship, so
yeah. Hermit Fulcrum question: what arrow do you use on Nest, Loki?
crit avoidance.
You can go tenacity if you're hurting for tenacity, right? So
Well, it's tenacity set with crit avoidance arrow, yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm just
Yep.
saying if you can't even get your tenacity up, can you run tenacity arrow?
No. Just get
Yeah.
a crit avoidance arrow with
Tenacity,
tenacity,
right?
set.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yep.
Too many numbers flying in my head. Man, what if we get the Tusken Jedi? You mean Shard Het?
Sure.
I'm trying to think if. I mean, we could. But then, depend on his kit, because would you run him with the Tuskens? That would still only give the Tuskens 4. I'd probably run him under Jedi Squad, to be honest. Isn't Darth Krayt a Tusken? I believe he was, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I've read the books and stuff. I guess you could do Shard. You could do Het. But then you still would need another Tusken. Although we had Mando Season 2, we had a lot of Tuskens. They can create a new Tusken out of that, right? I don't know. They need to do something with Tuskens if they're going to do something. But I guess they could bring Shard Het in and maybe another Tusken. I wouldn't have any problem with it. There was a couple Tuskens. What was the... I'm even getting my names mixed up here. I want to say Shard was... I have to go back and get my lore. It's not a name. I know the name, but I can't remember his complete backstory. Because there was a couple of Tusken Jedi, I believe. Now you're gonna make me look it up. Yeah, he was a powerful human Jedi who lived in the decades prior to the invasion of Naboo. His son became Sharad. He's the one that became Darth Krayt, but Sharad Het. I actually have a book that has a picture of him training Anakin with lightsabers because he was a dual blader. I think he had a yellow and a green one that he used. And then he left the Jedi Order. But yeah, his son became Darth Krayt. So, I mean, hell, that's two more Tuskens right there. You can have. I couldn't remember the exact story, so I had to go look it up real quick. I knew the name, but I just could not think of like the exact the specifics. Yeah, Sharad is the Jedi. Sharad, yeah, or Asharad. I know. Yeah, his son was trained by Count after his death, but then he fell to the dark side and became Darth Krayt in the EU Legends. But yeah, Yami says question: who's ready to relic Tuskens for the fallen Anakin? Do you think we're gonna get Tusken as a requirement for fallen Anakin? If we get fallen Anakin there, Loki. Yami, I was being cheeky.
It's possible. That's if we get fallen Anakin.
Yeah, if we do get fallen Anakin, I think it'd be Bad Batch, Commander Ahsoka, Gas, Padme, the Tuskens. Who else we throwing on there? That's going to be a crazy amount of different relics for different characters for that thing. What else we throw on there for fallen Anakin? God damn. Oh my god. Hey, if we got to relic them, we got to relic them there, meow meow. You know, we sometimes we have to. Sometimes you got to relic Rose to get good stuff there, Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Meow meow says it would be Tuscan's Padme and anyone else he's killed. Well, we're not adding the younglings to that, so that's not true, meow meow. Then again, we don't have younglings in this game. Durgan says, I don't think we'll get a fallen little Annie. No, I don't think it'll be young little Annie that we're gonna get. It'll be Jedi Knight Robe, Sith Eyes Annie. All right, well, we're caught up on the questions, Lucky. Well, I mean, we had a good Jedi Academy there, Lucky. I answered a lot of questions, had a good time, and solved a lot of problems in the world. It's good way to start a Saturday morning. All right, so we'll open. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in. We'll stop a little bit early today. If there's no more questions, really, Luke can go eat his breakfast. I can go get some breakfast. I gotta go run some errands and then chillax for a little bit because I got to get ready for ladies' night tonight. So. And then tomorrow we'll run at 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern. We'll run the JMA Ashoka Meow Meow fight on Twitch. So that'll be a lot of fun for you guys. I might get some D&D in tomorrow. It depends on how I feel after about 3 or 4 hours probably of GAC. Meow Meow, just because you put the word question and then there was no question afterward doesn't mean we're going to... that's not how this works. Meow Meow, stop it. You already trolled my ass in guild. That's all you get. You better be nice to me. I'm being nice to you. Let's see here. Yeah, no more questions. Anything you want to pimp, Loki, before we jet on out of here a little early?
No, I'm good, man. I think we covered it. We're good.
Yeah, boy, we've covered it and then some. So
we're all waiting for Wednesday. That's all it is.
Ray Rock says, is it Ladies' Night tonight? Wasn't there one a few weeks ago? Yeah, we do it at the beginning of every month now. I think it's important, so I like to do that. Nathan H says 2 women enter, 1 woman leaves. Oh God. Break a deal, spin the wheel. All right, our last question before we get out of here from Kappa Etas. This question: what do you think about an offensive mod set versus a health mod set for C? Why would you choose one over the other? We kind of covered this before. If you don't have the health, because where are you going to use C? If you're going to use them against anything but Rey, then sure, offense is fine. But if you're going to use them against Rey, you better have health. We have seen it time and time again that if you don't have enough health on Palpatine, you're going to get destroyed by Rey. It's bad. It's really bad, Loki. I mean, how many times have we seen it in GAC where someone goes in with C Watt and either in 5v5 or in 3v3, that Rey has offense out the wazoo, and then the first time she goes in the ultimate, she one-shots their C. Because even linked, she's going to go into ultimate, plus her whirlwinds, you got to be careful of that as well. She's going to hammer your ass into the ground, one shot. I mean, you'll lose Watt from one of her whirlwinds right off the bat, but then if you only have like 120, 130,000, I don't care how much offense on you can't hit something if you're dead. So I don't care how hard you're hitting that team. If she one-shots you, I'm sorry. You know, I
don't care if you got 18,000 offense. If you're dead, you're dead.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't survive the hit because you're ultimately what you're trying to do is just get into ultimate, survive the hits, and then you're going to win at that point. But if you can't get to ultimate and then while in ultimate have the health to survive, it's no point because she's going to go into ultimate on a couple occasions. Say you survive the first one, she goes into ultimate again, builds that up, you're in big trouble. So yeah, it's health all the time, hands down. Especially if you're going to use that Rey counter. I can't stress enough, guys. You got to be 180,000 health or above. If you do not have your C above 180,000, you're playing with fire and you're going to lose. And if you look at my GSC history, people have tried it. They lose because C gets one-shotted. We saw that happen to Boo Boo Kitty where, and she had 160,000, 70,000 and still got one-shotted by Rey. That's how bad that is. So, and people have changed their Rey from fast and stuff to all offense now. They make her beefy and they make her hit really freaking hard. So if you think about it, and you think about the team I'm running with Hermit Yoda and R2D2 with Number Crunch and all that health and tenacity and stuff, so she's getting an offense buff. She's really gonna get hard. So can't pull the trigger if you're dead. So all right. So thank you guys for joining us on RSG. This is the Jedi Academy. We do this every Saturday at this time for 2 hours. Usually have a little bit more people on, but I think the schedule to the change to the schedule has thrown people off and for this week. So we were able to answer all your questions. But we'll be back next weekend for this. If you like the content, and check out our other stuff that we have on the channel. Lots of SWGOH content. We'll get GAC in today for you guys. We'll get GAC in for you guys tomorrow. We'll have Ladies Night. I'll get with Thane and post when we're going to do offense and defense. If we're going to do that today, or I'll just set my defense offline and then we'll just do GAC offense tomorrow. So I'll message Thane and see what he says. And I'll post it in the... You'll see it pop up once I decide to do it. So, and then no GSC for Loki. And then tomorrow we'll also have the GMA versus Meow Meow fight. So with that, I think we're good. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe. If you haven't joined us and followed us on Twitch, please do. We do a lot of our GSC fights and other things of SWGOH on there as well. Typically, YouTube is for the lunch stream, Wednesday night stream, and Jedi Academy. All the other fights and stuff that you see us do with SWGOH with me and Loki are going to be over on Twitch. And there's a lot of other games and stuff that we do on Twitch. On top of that, we also do Dungeons and Dragons, which we'll be back into next week for sure. So, yeah. So, on behalf of myself, the sexy Buddhist Sir Loki, have a great rest of your day. Be safe, y'all. We'll see you tonight for Ladies' Night, and we will see you when we see you. Peace out.